Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. Today we're going to talk about the fourth house of the zodiac wheel. The fourth house in astrology represents home, emotional foundations, and the inner world that shapes who we become. After the third house focuses on communication and interaction with the immediate environment, the fourth house turns inward. This is the deepest and most private area of the chart, governing where we come from, how we feel safe, and what we return to when the outer world becomes overwhelming. The fourth house is often called the house of home, but its meaning goes far beyond physical living spaces. The natural zodiac ruler of the fourth house is Cancer, and its natural planetary ruler is the moon. This gives the fourth house a deeply emotional, intuitive, and protective quality. Elementally, it aligns with water, and its modality is cardinal, meaning this house initiates emotional experience and inner security. The fourth house answers the question, where do I belong and what makes me feel emotionally safe? Psychologically, the fourth house governs emotional memory, subconscious patterns, and the roots of identity. It represents the emotional environment we were raised in and how that environment shaped our sense of safety and belonging. This house holds early experiences that often operate below conscious awareness, influencing emotional reactions long into adulthood. The fourth house is where emotional conditioning lives, forming the foundation upon which the rest of the chart is built. The fourth house also carries ancestral and generational patterns. This house reflects not only personal childhood experiences, but emotional themes passed down through family lines. Beliefs around safety, attachment, caretaking, and emotional expression are often inherited rather than consciously chosen. Even when someone breaks away physically from their family or place of origin, the emotional imprint of early environments can remain active beneath the surface. Because of this, the fourth house often becomes activated during periods of emotional healing or self-reflection. Patterns related to nurturing, abandonment, protection, or emotional responsibility frequently originate here. Understanding this house can bring awareness to emotional responses that seem disproportionate in the present but are rooted in past experiences. When these patterns are recognized, individuals gain the ability to respond rather than react, creating greater emotional stability over time. Externally, the fourth house governs home, family, and living situations. This includes not only the physical home but also family dynamics, caretakers, and ancestral influences. It reflects where and how a person lives, as well as their relationship to privacy and personal space. Some people express this house through a strong attachment to family and tradition, while others may feel the need to redefine or distance themselves from their roots. On an inner level, the fourth house represents emotional security. It governs how we soothe ourselves, where we retreat for comfort, and what makes us feel grounded during times of stress. This house is about inner stability rather than external success. While the first house shows how we enter the world, the fourth house shows where we go when we need to feel safe enough to simply be. In everyday life, the fourth house shows up in how we relate to our home environment and how much importance we place on privacy and emotional comfort. It influences whether we recharge by being alone or surrounded by familiar people. Others may experience your fourth house through your emotional openness or reserve, as well as through the way you create safe spaces for yourself and those close to you. The fourth house also raises important questions about the difference between physical home and emotional safety. A person may have a stable living situation yet still feel unsettled internally, while another may move frequently but maintain a strong inner sense of belonging. This house reveals what truly creates emotional grounding, whether that comes from people, routines, memories, or personal rituals. In many cases, The fourth house influences how individuals respond to change. Strong attachment to familiar environments can make transitions feel emotionally threatening, even when they are objectively positive. Conversely, unresolved emotional insecurity can lead to constant searching for a sense of home that feels just out of reach. Learning to recognize these patterns helps transform the fourth house from a place of emotional vulnerability into a source of inner strength. Behaviorally, the fourth house affects emotional responses, especially under stress. People with a strong fourth house emphasis may be highly sensitive to their environment and deeply affected by changes in their sense of security. When this house is challenged, individuals may struggle with emotional boundaries, difficulty letting go of the past, or feeling unsettled even when external circumstances appear stable. When planets are placed in the fourth house, their influence becomes deeply personal and emotionally charged. These planets shape how a person experiences family, home, and inner security. Because the fourth house is private and internal, planets here often operate beneath the surface, influencing emotional patterns rather than outward behavior. For example, the Sun in the fourth house emphasizes identity rooted in family and inner life. The Moon in the fourth house heightens emotional sensitivity and attachment to home. Mars in the fourth house can bring emotional intensity or defensiveness related to family matters. Regardless of the planet, placements here amplify emotional experience and connect life themes to the need for security and belonging. The ruling planet of the fourth house is the Moon. This ruler is central to understanding how emotional needs are processed. The Moon governs instinctive responses, emotional rhythms, and the need for comfort. To understand how the fourth house operates in a chart, you look at the sign on the fourth house cusp and then locate where the Moon is placed. The condition of the Moon reveals how easily emotional security is established. A well-supported Moon often indicates emotional resilience and the ability to nurture oneself. A challenged Moon may suggest emotional reactivity, mood fluctuations, or difficulty feeling settled. Because the fourth house is the emotional core of the chart, its ruler plays a major role in overall well-being. When functioning well, the fourth house provides powerful strengths. These include emotional depth, empathy, intuition, and the ability to create safe and nurturing environments. This house supports strong inner foundations and the capacity to form deep emotional bonds. A healthy fourth house allows individuals to feel rooted and secure within themselves, regardless of external circumstances. However, the fourth house also has challenges and a shadow side. When overemphasized, it can lead to emotional dependency, fear of change, or excessive attachment to the past. There may be difficulty leaving familiar environments or letting go of family patterns that no longer serve growth. When underdeveloped, the fourth house can manifest as emotional detachment, difficulty trusting others, or feeling disconnected from one's roots. Growth in the fourth house comes from developing emotional awareness and healthy boundaries. Conscious use of this house involves honoring emotional needs without allowing them to control behavior. It means creating inner security that does not rely entirely on external conditions or other people. Healing family patterns and releasing emotional baggage often plays a key role in this process. A balanced fourth house allows individuals to nurture themselves while remaining open to growth and change. It supports emotional maturity, self-compassion, and the ability to provide stability for oneself and others. Awareness of this house helps transform emotional sensitivity into emotional strength. The fourth house works as part of the larger house system. It forms the foundation beneath the first house of identity and stands opposite the 10th house of public life and career. Together, these houses illustrate the balance between private and public worlds. The 4th house represents where we come from, while the 10th house shows where we are going. Understanding this axis clarifies how inner security supports external achievement. The 4th house also prepares the ground for creative and emotional expression in later houses. Without a strong emotional foundation, growth in other areas can feel unstable. This house reminds us that inner stability is essential for meaningful engagement with the world. In upcoming videos, we'll continue exploring the astrology houses one by one, building a complete picture of how different areas of life unfold within the chart. Understanding the houses helps you understand where your life unfolds. This is just the beginning. Thank you for watching Celestial Zodiac. If you found this breakdown of the 3rd house helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so you don't miss the rest of the series.